Guess they'll be talking till she runs by. But I ain't moaning, hanging around. Ain't nobody dragging this one down. I see them laughing, but they ain't having no fun. I ain't quitting till my living's done. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Their little minds can see beyond the sky. They're only living, they're
maverick thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Tarnation TV's broadcast of the All-Star Racing League on Sunday, September the 21st. This should be a good one. Race number 3 of season number 2. I am host number 1, Blaine Donlan, joined by co-host number 1, Rod Weston. How are you, buddy?
I am good. Off to another Superspeedway race. A little different than last night. Last night we had 2 races. Tonight we have just 1 race. 2X pit and 66 laps. These guys put on a pretty good show. It should be pretty fun. They're out there right now getting ready to do their qualifying. We'll just chat them up a little bit before we get out there. So it should be a fun night of racing.
That's the thing. Now, Brian Wolf usually scratches his qualifying. Did you want to grab him, pull him down here? We'll chat with the guy who started this whole deal. Yep. Yeah, tonight we're racing for points, of course. The old school way of doing things. No playoffs, just points. So get to race number 8. Whoever's got the most at the end of that thing wins this deal. So, Brian Wolf, we got you in the booth. So what are we looking like going into tonight? It looks like we got some, of course, as always, last-minute drivers showing up.
Yeah, man. Welcome, everybody. We got a good crowd tonight. Unfortunately, the 55 isn't going to make it. One of my admins is not going to make it tonight. He had a work thing come up, so we'll get through it, though. Welcome to race 3, man. Tight points already. I mean, only, 4 points separate the top 5, and I think less than 20 separate the top 10. So, I mean, at this point, it's anybody's game.
Yeah, Chuck Taylor had a pretty good run there last week. He gained like 4 spots on the official standings, which is pretty wild. He went from like 4th to 1st. I think he leads everybody now. Yeah, there it is. Yep, he's in 1st. Chuck, David Chin, Jeffrey Elliott, Brian Rawson, the one and only Brian Wolf. But yeah, man, this is always fun coming out here doing this Talladega stuff. And you guys got the package, you guys got the setups, and doing it right.
Yeah, we're rocking and rolling, man. It's been a blast. And it just keeps getting better. We've had, for season 2, we've had at least 19 one-time starters. So we're still growing, but, once we get up to, if and when we do get up to around 30 drivers, that's right where we want to be. So we're almost there.
Yeah, I mean, especially with all these Talladega tracks and leagues and stuff, it's nice to see one that, simplified points. Sometimes it can get a little complicated for us trying to run some mathematics with playoff points and stuff. So it's nice to come here and just know, exactly what's going on. I mean, we always know exactly what's going on. It's just a little bit easier on the calculator.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Chuck, you mentioned Chuck Taylor. He mentioned last week with his finishes so far, he said it kind of almost like Earnhardt did. He goes, oh, I know how to do this now. He said, I'll second and third you to death.
Right. Oh, is he not a Superspeedway guy?
I'm not sure. I mean, obviously he kind of is. I mean, so far, what I mean? Like I said, it's anybody's game here with the way we do the scoring and, there's no playoffs. I mean, I'm sure you probably go, everybody knows that. That's what kind of separates us from some other Talladega leagues, but we're thinking of more changes to make it different for season 3. So, stay tuned for that. And also, while I got the opportunity here, we're almost done with qualifying. I got to go up and talk to these guys, but we know you're taking October off from us. So we just inked a deal with Seth Cole and FRN to pick up the last of our October races for season 2. So
cool. We
want to welcome him aboard, and hopefully we'll give him a product that, is worthy of his resume, so to speak. You know what I mean? Since, so far, so good. You know what I mean? We haven't had a whole lot of major problems, and we're off and running, man. Here we are, season 2 already. Week 3.
Almost halfway through.
Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah, we got one more left next week, and then of course the October coming, unless it's a league that happens in the middle of the week. And even then, the wife and I got the last 2 weeks of October off. So that's even if you do operate in the middle of the week, we still might not be able to do it. But yeah, everybody knows that ahead of time. Don't talk to me in October. I'm not going to answer my phone. But Yeah, man. As always, thanks for having us. This gonna be a lot of fun. And then of course we got Rod Weston in here tonight. So
Oh, that's awesome. We're gonna have some fun. I watched you guys last night and just had a ball watching that show last night. It was very entertaining. It was fun. I hope you guys have fun over here too. But
yeah, we saw you in the
these guys
chat
are
there. Yeah.
just starting into happy hour. As always, I scratched my qualifying lap. So let me get up here and kind of give these guys a little bit of direction and go over, a couple of the rules that we do have. And let's go, man. We're gonna try to put on a good show for you guys.
Awesome, dude. Yeah, man. Thanks for chatting with us, and we'll let you go do your thing.
Absolutely, man. Thanks.
Well, there he goes.
I didn't get a chance to talk much to him, but
Yeah, we can always. We have
Gonna give him a
the
hard
option
time.
to grab him.
I was going to give him a hard time because he's fifth in points. But
Yeah. Oh,
he's
he
got plenty
dominated.
of time.
Season 1, he dominated the thing. He was up there the whole time, and then ended up winning it. So it's.
Well, I still would have liked to have seen what would happen if Rodney Sullins had stayed.
Yes.
Could have made that last race, and it would have been interesting. Whether you got him or not, we won't know, but it would have been interesting to see. And as I see so far, there is no Rodney Sullins in here tonight, so he was kind of hoping that he could do the whole thing. But we all get busy. We all got things to do sometimes. Miss a race once or twice. He did that last time, and he could have probably had a really good chance of winning the championship in the first season.
It definitely would have been a real tight one because it came down to, even without Rodney in the mix there, it still ends up being pretty tight on points. But yeah, he was definitely giving him a run for his money. But here we are going into race number 3 of season 2 now, and checking out those points, which are right about. Oh, I just had them here. There. Chuck Taylor at first, David Chin, Jeffrey Elliott, Brian Rosser, Brian Wolf, Brad Otto, Perry Bond, ASR Postal, Greg Palmer, John Godfrey. We've got Jax, Dennis McCarthy, Rodney Sullins. They've all started both races. Drivers that were only able to make one race: Ken Roberts, Robert Spring, Ed Finley, Dale Shalinsky, ASR Berge, and Mark Paglia there at the bottom at 19th spot. So far, after 2 races, 19 people on the list for the total driver count. But yeah, pretty good showing. And what do we got in here right now? I think there's about 15 or 20.
Yeah, I think we have like 17 that are on there, not counting you and I. And of course, I out-qualified you again today. Ooh, look at me go. But, it's the first one of the non-qualifiers. But that's because we don't qualify because we are broadcasting. But it puts us in there anyways, and we always have a little fun with that. I know, it's a good one.
So looking at the qualifying here right now, Randy Waugh gets the pole position. And then we've got Greg Palmer, Perry Bond, Robert Spring, Brian Rawson, Dennis McCarthy, Brad Otto, Chuck Taylor, Ed Finley, and Dale Shalinsky. That's your top 10.
You got Mark Paglia, Jax, the ASR Dinger. We couldn't figure out what his first name was. Oh, John Godfrey's here tonight. Brian Wolf, ASR, that's David, DC, that's David Chin. And then, of course, rounding up the field tonight is going to be the one and the only Jeffrey Elliott.
Yeah, Jeffrey looks like he scratched his qualifying time as well. As these guys get down into the last minute of happy hour, they're just watching them do some practicing in the pit stops and what have you. But yeah, we'd like to thank.
Figure out where your pit stall is. Got to figure out how to get in there. Not everybody can do it the Rodney Sullins way. Where that hot pit last night was something else.
That was nuts. If you were watching last night's race at prime time, he was on the brakes, hit the commitment line at 97 miles an hour, went by 12 pit stalls before he got it down to 53, and did not get a black flag. That is
textbook hot pitting.
Unbelievable. Could not believe he pulled that off, but he did, and we talked about it, and it was glorious. So.
And unfortunately, Ken Roberts won both races, but an incident in the first race unfortunately sent him one lap back due to the fact that he didn't reserve his penalty during the race as he was supposed to. It was a situation he wasn't really sure if he did or not, so he didn't do it. ends out that he was at fault. So unfortunately for him, he loses one lap, which took him away from the lead. And forget who was second. Who did we have in second last night?
We always talk about that too. You might also just serve the stop and go, or like pit second time around, take the tires, like one of those type of things. If you think that and every league kind of does that. If you think you might be the cause of the caution, maybe just do that just in case. Because like you said, it got Ken Roberts yesterday, where he got the post race penalty of -1 lap, so you just lose all the positions.
I'm just laughing at Jeffrey Elliott. He was saying something about you, and you didn't answer your turbo phone.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't answer my phone in October, even if it does say Elliott.
Sometimes I don't answer my phone when it does say Elliott. So
Yeah.
because they all have my number, and some of them call.
Yep. Just taking a look at the track here.
Drivers to your cars.
Drivers to your cars. That must mean it's race time. What do you do?
It is race time.
Time
Remember to go live, Rod.
Yes, exactly. We did that a couple times yesterday too. It's almost like it's our first day. All I do is push the decimal point on my number pad. That will set you back to live mode.
To turn the phone off, because you know darn well as soon as we start broadcasting, my daughter will probably call. Cut that off so we don't have to worry about that.
There we go. From the front there, you got Wah. Make sure we could just get on these guys here.
Randy Waugh, the Greg Palmer, that old Pepsi scheme. Not a Pepsi fan, but that is a cool looking scheme.
As is tradition.
Pepsi Challenger.
Game crashes.
Yeah, I know. Whatever. Always on Sunday.
Yeah, it's weird. It's something to
Always
do
on
with.
Sunday.
Technical difficulties, of course, and half a parade lap, too. Doesn't give me much time to get everything restarted, but we'll get back there. It's not the first time this has ever happened.
Starting in the third position there, as we said before, Barry Pong. I don't know if I can speak tonight. Perry Bond, thank you. Jeez. And then Robert Spring, one of the newer guys, is just starting out here. Kind of one of the guys I talked into coming over here and racing with him. Then is David Chin. Dennis McCarthy.
I forgot that you were responsible for Spring coming in here.
He actually pace cars off. We're getting ready to go green. They're going to be a little bit longer because it's down beyond the exit of pit road where they get the green flag. Let's see who gets the better start on this one. Is it going to be the Pepsi Challenger or the Roll Tide? Or Amco on yours?
Drivers.
Slide. Greg Palmer got a really good run on that high side. Of course, as we always know about these super speedways, that inside line goes in the corner a little better. Robert Spring's got to get up there behind the Greg Palmer, give him a good push. Randy Waugh pulls up, sees the momentum coming, pulls to the high side or middle of the track in front of Greg Palmer, which that separates the field. They kind of left him out hanging. Randy Waugh's got right in the what we call the old soccer hole. Nobody behind him. Not for a bit. I think Mark Paglia is coming up behind him, but he's got a ways back to go. He's going to drop back probably about 8 positions. Right there in that middle of the, like I said, it got stuck in the soccer hole. So, first lap, I believe, we'll see, I think it's going to be led by Perry Bond.
Yeah, it might be. Perry followed by Brian Rawson in that red and white number 6 Budweiser car. You won last week.
And then the week before that was David Chin. See, I said it was David Chin. I was looking at it from a different angle. It was Rossum that I thought was Chin back there, but Chin started in the back. He's just kind of back there riding around. Don't adjust your screen if you think you see 3 cars. There are 3 cars out there painted exactly the same. Just the numbers are different, but the font's the same, the colors are the same. So we may, at times, call the wrong guy because it's hard to see. Like I'm looking at it right now, the view is from the nose. Whoops! Randy Waugh down there mowing the grass through the tri-oval. Oh, comes up, hits David Chin. I gotta back that one up.
Yellow flag on the race course. We will go into replay mode here and check out what happened there. I was, again, technical glitches. After I crash out, I got to kind of do some funny stuff with the
That's what I was just watching. It's like Ed Finley. What? Ed Finley, just a kind of a little bit of an accordion effect in front of them. Ed Finley got into the back of Randy Waugh. Not intentional. It's just, everything kind of accordion back to where Randy Waugh was. Unfortunately, that spun him out. In a part of it, went into the grass, came back out, right out in front of David Chin. This is moderate damage, so they may be able to get that in there and fixed, and hopefully they'll be able to keep up to speed.
Whoa, good heads-up play there by... Oh, yeah. Let's see, good heads-up play there. Was that Spring that went through there? No, it was John Godfrey. He dodged a bullet right there for sure. That spin in 21... see from the inside of the cockpit of the 711, who's had some bad luck the last few weeks too, but a nice break there for John.
Not a great break for David Chin. That came right up into him. He had nowhere to go. Like I said, he should, with moderate damage, he might be able to fix it, come back out, and still be competitive.
It's possible, yeah. And that is tough luck for Chin too, because he's up there in the point standings. He's rocking, I think, second place. So.
Yep, currently second, 1 point behind Chuck Taylor.
I see the 88. There it is. So you're heading to pit road here now. 88 hits pit road. Definitely be a full service pit stop.
Perry Bond, we're only on lap 4. They can do about 20 laps. Sometimes the guys that are out there like Perry Bond will want to stay out, so he's out front where hopefully there's less problems. And, the guys, if it happens to go green flag, there's enough guys that stayed out if they have to pit, a little early under green flag conditions. They kind of hope they can get in and get out and stay on the lead lap, and that the other guys still have to pit. And then it always usually kind of balances out. Unless you're Rodney Sullins and you do the world professional hot pitting and make up that great time he did.
Yeah.
Although Slocum did a pretty good job of showing us how not to pit. That
was such a good way of doing it, but it's definitely illegal. But where he made it look so smooth, it's almost like just wave that. That looked awesome.
Yeah, he got in a little hot, tried to turn it, wouldn't turn, and ended up going out in the grass and missed the commitment cone. And then, unfortunately for him, that is a stop and go penalty. So he had to come back around next time around to do a stop and go.
Trying to get my. Oh, there it is. Okay. Trying to make the laps visible. I was just hitting the wrong button. Should be good to go now. Oh yeah, if I follow the pace card, it'll say 0. That's the glitch.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have to use the in-game lap counter, which means if I'm not on a lead lap car, sometimes you guys will see that lap counter kind of changing around.
That was interesting though. So Perry Baum probably stayed out to lead a lap.
Mm-hmm.
And just about everybody that didn't pit on the first time, they didn't go the second time, but on the third time by, they're coming down to pit road. Let's see if they take tires or anything.
Yeah. Huh. We're really early in the race, too. Like, we're only on lap 4, so it's not a huge issue if you were to stay out and just stay out there. Like, Perry didn't really need to pit, but that also sets him with a couple less laps on fuel if he chooses to stay up front.
Yeah.
It's just kind of where you want to be. I mean, there's not a whole lot of... There's 17 guys on the track. So even if you're back there, if you're in the top 10 or maybe you're not in the top 10, you can still catch some major damage. Like you saw what happened to Chin. He had nowhere to go. So you kind of want to be in front. Track position's always the thing, even if there's only 17 people on the track. And that's just a really good turnout for a Sunday night, especially because every league in this community is operating on all cylinders on Sundays. You can get 17, 20 guys out here, and it's like, yeah, okay, it's not a small field. You still need track position.
That's where we differ a little bit. I would have rather been back there where David Chin was. Unfortunate for him that that situation happened to him, but I'd be like control my destiny more without being up there, being the one that's getting pushed out of the way.
Right.
I kind of like to stay in the back at the beginning, and then hopefully at the end, I'm competitive enough and haven't wrecked it, and I'm still right there with the lead draft, and I can do something maybe to see if I can get the best position I can.
Yeah, rule number one, don't wreck it.
Yep. Yeah. You got to avoid the big one or in the chaos in front of you. And like you said, your philosophy is good on that too, because how do you avoid it? You stay in front of it,
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, and early in the race, I might not have even come in for a pit stop.
Yeah.
This early, I'd have just stayed out there. Which can in turn help you again, because then you might have to pit early. Maybe you're by yourself, maybe you got a couple of buddies to help you go. But then you're also thinking you're a couple laps ahead of those guys, and then if everybody has to pit at once, it's pretty crowded, right? So you stay at the crowd, much like Bob Dixon always does. You always know the Dixon brothers are going down there about 3 or 4 laps early because they don't want to be in the crowd, especially if there's 30, 40 something cars on track. You're going to have 2 or 3 laps where there's going to be a whole bunch of people trying to get down in there.
You want to under a green flag condition, you want to pit around people, so that their braking points in such a little bit. So that way when you do pit, you've seen, we've had it at these Talladega tracks. There's always one time maybe through the race that somebody just overshoots their braking a little bit, taps somebody, they spin, they touch. You don't want to come in there with all 16 cars, or if you're 30 car field all at the same time, because that is inevitable. That's going to happen. So sometimes with these guys breaking up their pit stops and different fuel strategies, that shortens it up how many people will be pitting together. It usually works out better. But though you don't want to pit by yourself, you want to make sure that if you do pit by yourself, that when you come out, you got cars around you. Because if you don't, you're going to be going about 10 miles an hour slower. Won't be long, but you'll get run down.
And even changing the subject just a little bit, focused on John Godfrey here currently. Everybody's really digging that track on Thursday night at Rolling Thunder because Godfrey widened the pit lane out about half a lane to a lane wider on the right. So, and we've actually seen guys on Thursday using that entire thing, because especially when you're done your pit stop, if you can get right out to the edge of the grass and now you're an extra 6 feet away from everybody else, it's come in handy. We're kind of watching the race on Thursdays going, wow, this wider pit lane, these guys are using it, and it's coming in handy, especially like you said, when a huge pack of cars comes in at once. You're coming off turn 3 doing 200 miles an hour, you got to get down to 55. It's nice to have that extra wide pit lane coming in here. So
yeah, I was going to watch that Thursday, but you guys were having technical difficulties. I came back and you were still having difficulties, and I said, well, maybe I'll check it later.
Yeah,
I want to see that pit road. That sounds pretty cool.
It is cool. Yeah, that thing was buffering for about 15 or 20 minutes while we were trying to figure out what's going on. So,
can Brian Rawson get a really good run on Greg Palmer, or Palmer going to have that good restart like he did or on the earlier run?
Oh, Rawson wants to go.
Rawson got him though.
Yep.
Jeffrey Elliott behind.
Waugh is pulling off. Randy Waugh just pulled off the track down there.
Elliott pushing Greg Palmer there. That, I thought for a moment they might have been able to, they were going to get up there and go past him, but they elected to tuck in behind him. That's a pretty smart move. I mean, just because they're going to be up there 2 by 2 trying to pass him, you're going to open the door, to make them do what they're trying to do now is getting too wide. Get out there and just run for a minute, get the speed up. Right. And if you're Greg Palmer, and well, I think Jeffrey Elliott will go with me. We'll wait till you get a good run, and then you'll make that move. But
yeah, and early in the run like that too, you don't need people sizing you up behind like that. And they're going to hold that middle lane. So you'll see that secondary lane's going to have to go to the third line. There's nobody on line 1.
But that's the thing. That's the great news about this track. This track you can run just about anywhere. And no matter what, Talladega, Daytona, the Superspeedway racing, you need friends. You need somebody to be pushing you, or you need to push somebody. Looks like Jax just pulled to the bottom. Perry Baum going to go with him. Chuck T was thinking about it, but I think he He realized it's probably not. He's going to gain probably a couple of positions if he can just stay right where he is. Hard to get, as Brian Wolf said, last season, or the latter part of the last season there was, I won one. Once you win one, now you become the target. Nobody really wants to work with you.
That's the thing, yeah. And not even just that happens when you win a race. That also happens when you win a championship, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They get to the point where some people are like, well, you got to pick who you're going to run with. Yeah, Brian Wolf runs the league, but it all depends. Just certain people. Sometimes they just don't like drafting with certain people in a spot like that. We saw 2 weeks ago, Jeffrey Elliott. Just the way the race ran out. Jeffrey Elliott was up there by himself with two of the other guys from the ASR and kept trying to pass him, and just didn't have any help at all. And ended up finishing third, which still a great finish for him, but couldn't advance any more without any help.
Randy Waugh has retired from the race. It just says retired. It could have been mechanical failure, one way or the other. We're unsure of that.
Well, he was involved in that earlier incident where he pulled up in front of David Chin. It's very possible that his car just was not, the damage was enough, so he knew that he wasn't going to be able to hang with him. So sometimes some guys will, I'd stay out there, get as many points as I can. Some drivers just, if I can't run competitively, I don't want to run around the track by myself, which it is boring.
I wonder too, because these guys start a little bit earlier on Sunday nights. If you get some major damage like that early, you could almost quit and make a different race somewhere else, because some leagues will start at 9:00. So he might jump in a different car and a different mod and go racing somewhere else, with a full motor.
That's a possibility too,
Yep.
You come in here to race, not drive around slow,
Yep, that's it.
Worst one is, I've never done it. I've done it in Daytona, but I didn't do it. But I've been at one track where I lost fourth gear, and third gear, motor was singing, let's just say.
Yeah.
I just kept going. I finished the race, but...
Well, you're just waiting for it to burst, eh?
Yeah, I thought it worked. I didn't think it was going to make it. Jeffrey Elliott down the bottom. He's got Dennis McCarthy behind him. Now Jax is trying to see if he can get up there. Perry Bond almost came down. Now
so Jeffrey had a great run up to the 22 car there, Palmer. You got to make that call. Like, do I check up or do I just move lanes? That lane down there is sort of wide open, but it had those couple cars on there. He's like, you know what? Let's see if we can do some 3 wide here early.
So now they're still working that bottom. Dax needs to get up there. Zielinski needs to get up behind him.
Godfrey. They all made the move down low. They abandoned that middle line.
But that's what you're gonna. If you see them guys, they were making a little bit of headway down there. The other thing about it too, though, you got Greg Palmer, John Godfrey, Jeffrey Elliott, Dennis McCarthy, Jax. These guys are good pushers. That line's got momentum coming. You're gonna go jump down there. Brian Wolf on the high side trying to make it happen with. He's got Brad Otto, Aglia.
Well, you could see on the ticker there last time around. It just changed. Wolf was in 7th. Now he's up to 2nd, racing for the lead. Godfrey getting pushed down below the yellow line there on the right side of your screen. Can't make any advancements down there, but they're not really going to enforce that. Nobody's going into a turn here on the flat.
No,
that's just a license to start wrecking.
That's where the big ones usually happen.
Oh yeah.
When someone happens like that, they come up into the track and there's just nothing you can do. We got a couple of I don't know why some of them. I'm trying to think. I don't know if Zielinski's been here in this one. Isn't he one of the ones that runs over on Tuesday with us? I think.
I believe I've seen him over there. I can't remember.
It's our Dinger. I know he's been. I think he's been raced with us, but we haven't seen him for a few days either.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But he's an ASR guy, right? But sometimes you just can't race on certain. Every league operates on different nights too. They'll have 3 or 4 different nights they operate. So maybe he just can't make Sundays. But it's cool to see Digger out here.
Yeah, and it's like, we got 16 people. I think we had 16 the last time I raced. I don't know how many you guys had last week. Couldn't make it due to my other obligations, but
Yep.
we may have had a few guys that couldn't make it tonight, but there's a few guys that popped in and do it. What you're hoping is that they all can make it, and we'll have, maybe a 30-car field, but Jeffrey Elliott just looking up at that high side, but he just doesn't have the right. I don't think he felt comfortable with having the right help behind him to kind of just tuck in, and should have wrote down when they last pitted, because it can do about 19 laps.
It was around lap 4 or 5, I believe, because that's when we had that yellow. So it was in lap like 4, 5, 6. Guys were kind of doing their pits.
Yeah, so we still got about 9-10 laps before they start thinking about pitting. I don't know. I'm not sure if Rosen pitted the last time on. I'm not sure if he did or not. Check that. Hold on.
Brian Rosen.
Yes, he did. No, he has not pitted yet.
0. Yeah, he has not pitted yet.
Not pitted yet. So he is probably going to have about 3 laps, and then ish, because being he's out there out front, he's going to have to be pitting here pretty soon.
Plus, a couple of caution flags might extend that maybe 20 or 21, so he could probably do 4 more laps before he's going to have to pit. But yeah, he has not pit at all. Neither has Jeffrey Elliott, and neither has Jackson. So those 3 cars, the 034, the 56, and the 6, are going to have to be thinking about pitting in the next 4 laps, I'm thinking.
And they're gonna want to try to. So Blossom's already down at the bottom. Elliott's up, and Jax are up on the high side. Or Jax was the other one, right?
Yes.
Yes. So they are all. 2 of them are on the high side. One of them's on the bottom. They're gonna want to start thinking about. If they're gonna do that pitting, they're gonna want to start getting down to that bottom, because you're not gonna get from that top groove down on the pit road when you've got that many cars underneath you.
Oh, yeah. Jackson, the 034, sort of in the middle back there. He does have some space to make a move if he has to. Curious how long these guys can go. I know they can go full speed under green. They can do about 19, but the yellow will add. You'll be able to extend it.
You can see Jack starting to work his way down in there. He's just trying to find a hole. He couldn't really get down there, so he'll probably just kind of tuck back a little bit, try to tuck in behind Selinsky there, and just see if he can. When it's time to pit, he's got him that open door. Still see Jeffrey Elliott. We gotta, like you said, we did get a few laps of caution, so we gotta be about close to it. And Jeffrey Elliott's still running that high side. So,
well, if anybody's hoping for a caution right now, it will be one of those 3 guys. Because then you're more than likely just going to end up pitting with everybody else. But this is going to force them to go early.
Sometimes that works in your favor too. Sometimes it don't. I mean, you've seen Bob Dixon, like you talked about before, pit early, and it's paid off, and you've seen him try it, but and it didn't pay off. So. And
I've never seen Bob Dixon change that strategy, but he's won these races too, so it does work. Everything falls the right way. A little bit of 4 wide back there. David Chin just holding that line across the top. We always got to say, too, special thank you very much to Fluid Studios in cahoots with David Chin there at Bryant Motorsports Auto Sales for sponsoring the broadcast and bringing in Flat Out Racing Network in October. Get some coverage going here for the All-Star Racing League, also known as ASR.
That was a little
here
strange.
on Talladega, known as BSR. So, yeah.
Jack's pitted by himself. All of a sudden, I saw him gone out of the picture there. We were kind of, focusing on Elliott there, and he just pitted. Now he's coming off pit road now, and the leaders are just going right by him.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to hurt him because he's not going to be in the draft. He's got 1 car that's coming up on him. That's David Chin. Chin might have some damage from that earlier incident. If he can get up to speed enough to where
he might
can
hook up with
him.
Chin, yeah. That's a good one because, Chin will have some damage, so he'll be able to help Jax out.
I was watching the chat because to see when they pit, they're going to start, they'll start posting it up. I didn't see anything happen, and then all of a sudden Jax was out of the picture, and I'm like,
So
Went looking
Rawson
for.
and Palmer. Forgot about Palmer. Palmer has not pit either. So these
Okay.
first two cars here, the 6 and the 22, I missed that one. The 6 and the 22 have 0 pit stops. So does Elliott, the 56. Everybody else has made their stop. These top two guys are probably going to go together, and Elliott might want to get down there with them.
I would think so, because he's going to be getting close on fuel.
Because everybody else can probably get up around lap 30.
Palmer's pitting this lap, so is John Godfrey. Dennis McCarthy is pitting this lap.
Rawson will probably go too then. I can't see these
Finley's
guys getting
pitting.
much more. There it is.
So, and Rossum's going to, and Elliott stays out. He's still.
Jeff is an animal when it comes to fuel conservation. I don't know how he does it. So many times he's just boggled our mind on how he gets to the end of these races sometimes.
Kind of curious to see
And he will lead that lap.
right side tires. Checking to see who's doing what here. Everybody's taking right side tires. Godfrey's
Lap
taking
22.
4. Paglia took just right side. Ski took 4, and Godfrey took 4. The rest of them took 2 tires.
Jeffrey to the pits. With Brian Wolf right behind him. Looks like Perry Bond got into the grass. Chuck Taylor back there too. Of course, there's the 47 of Brad Otto. Team Wolfpack. Adam Simonik in the chat. Couldn't make the first 3 races, but I'm watching tonight. Good luck, Wolfpack. Thanks for watching, Mr. Simonik. Robert Spring. Like that car. It's cool. Brown and orange always looks cool on a vintage mod.
Paglia and Dennis both came in and out really, really good pit stops. They're ahead of Rossum, who's pitting now. So did he get a black flag?
I'm not showing a black flag on anybody, actually. Current leader is Dinger in the 72. Right behind him, Shalinsky in the 94. Is Shalinsky a lap down? No, he's not.
Oh,
He's in 14th. Now he's in 13th.
so I think you're going to see, as long as the guys stay in the line that they are, that
He is a lap down.
Paglia is going to be probably the leader. Got Dennis McCarthy right behind him. Greg Palmer.
Oh, man, this breaks it up so much. So you've got Dinger right there in the 72 as the leader of the race, and Shalinsky is 1 lap down only because he's behind him.
Right. And
So he's literally a lap down by
leading-
like 6 feet. So
leading by like 37 seconds. That's because he hasn't pitted yet.
yeah,
Or he may have pitted earlier. And everybody else pitted, even though some of them guys could have probably gone a little bit further. They elected to try to, stay to a similar strategy to them.
and I'm
Like,
showing Dinger with 2 pit stops. So he's
He
leading
might
the
have
race
pitted-
right now with 2 completed. So
he might have pitted, in that earlier caution, and then just pitted the second time around too to make sure he could go a little bit further. Hoping for a caution, maybe, you know what I mean? These guys to get out there, but Paglia, Dennis McCarthy, Greg Palmer, the Ed Finley, yeah, because I remember that those all cars look the same, so it's
Yeah.
kind of
I'm going off my stats sheet because I same
That's what
thing.
I
I'm
just
like,
did.
there's 3 of these guys. I can't tell who it is.
John Godfrey, they both had great pit stops. All 5 of them had great pit stops. They came out ahead. Currently, first car is Chuck T, and he's about just a little under 2 seconds behind him. They're kind of running him down a little bit. Get tucked together, but look at Dennis McCarthy is just pushing Paglia like right down the straightaways. He's just tucked right on there, and not moving off him a bit. So
Now for the viewers at home too, we're currently hooked onto the 28 of Paglia in 2nd position. First position is the 72 of Dinger. He is on the pit road now.
just pitted, yeah.
Yeah, just pitted. So that'll be 28 will take over first place. So Dinger at lap 26.
Yeah, some cautions, and remember he pitted twice early, so he it's gonna cost him, just because he's probably hoping that he can get out there, lead a few, maybe a caution, and come
And
out.
you shuffle up the sequences too, right? Like you get the right yellow or just a weird circumstance where these guys are going to need to pit. He's gone down early, and I've seen strange things happen with these pit strategies. Sometimes they work out great. Sometimes we're confused as to like who's even where, like, oh man, I don't know if they can make it. And they talk to the guy after oh yeah, man, I was 4 laps to the good. You're like, how?
He can go a little bit further than they can.
That's the thing.
They're still 40 some odd laps out. Just under 40 laps out. So, strategies can go all through, sometimes you just look at it and go, I don't see how this guy's strategy is going to work. And the end of the race comes out and he wins, and you're like, okay, well, I guess I see it now, but how did he do that? We've seen Dennis McCarthy and just snooker him on a fuel mileage thing.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah.
Got out there, turned a couple of laps, and just started clutching.
That was absolutely wild because he actually pit one time less than everybody else. The whole race went green. Somehow he did it on 2 stops and everybody else needed to pit 3 times. I'm like, why is that car driving so slow? I'm like, he thinks he can make it on 2, and he did.
Yep. Well, he early on just realized that he might be able to do it. Started just, he's still going a pretty good clip because he was, right behind using the draft to keep in with it, but he was just doing a lot of clutching. And then when it come time to pit, he didn't. And we were like, wow, he's going to keep going. And the next thing you know, he pitted again. And we were like, there's no way. And it surprised us all. He was able to do it.
We're hooked onto the 18 here, watching this pack of 5 catch our front pack here.
Slowly but surely, they
2 packs of 5, and they're slowly catching each other. Like that second pack is slowly catching the first pack.
What happened? So right now they might, like I said, you got to run a little bit. They got to all run a tight line. When they get within about a second, all of a sudden you'll see that backpack just start roving right up to them. Now they're in that about second bracket. So now all of a sudden they're going to catch up to them a lot quicker because they're getting the draft of those cars up in front. Of course, now guys are getting, oh no, Brian Rossum gets a little tag.
Oh, and we watched Chuck Taylor just drive by everybody because they were doing 203 miles an hour down the back straight. Like you said, once they got into that tail of that draft, it was just like freight train, slingshot style.
Almost looked like Brian Rossum was trying to get up and out of the way. Maybe, I don't think he got it communicated enough to Greg Palmer, and Greg was right behind him. And when he slowed down just a little bit, happened so fast that Greg had nowhere to go and ended up, kind of punting him. Don't think that was an intentional deal. Yeah.
No, I mean, there's nothing you can do about that because Brian's just got to drive his car. Unfortunately, like Palmer jumps out, but that's a lap down car. That's a lap down car that's got no drafting help. And that was just like, oh, geez, it's almost like he jumped out of there and saw him and was like, uh-oh. And you can't go anywhere except try to check up. And
just quick look like, Dennis McCarthy has not led a lap. Chuck T hasn't led a lap. So let's just see. Kind of curious to see if one of them guys will. There's only 16 guys out here. Some of them are running a little slow. But if you can, would they stay out? And if you're in it for the championship, chasing for it, do you stay out? Do you try to lead a lap, when you get that opportunity? Or do you, try to see if you can stay with those up near the front? And it looks like Dennis McCarthy is going to do that. He's going to stay out and get that lap led.
I was thinking Dinger and Jeff might stay out.
Well.
But then again.
No,
it's yellow flag conditions. You're going to want
to pit. And all Dennis is doing is he's just going to lead a lap. He'll come in and pit. Hasn't led yet. It's a good move on his part. Going to have 2 laps under caution. Brian Wolf he's the other one that stayed out. He'll probably, if Dennis pulls in on the next one, he may actually stay out again. just to get his bonus points in. Let's see, has Brian led anything?
Yes.
Okay, so he
4.
already has. He may be just playing a different fuel strategy he'll pit the next time by.
And you get that extra 2.6 miles out of it.
Yep.
Get yourself an extra lap or two.
Yeah, and quite a few of them are stayed out. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if all these guys were tuck in either the next time or, maybe the lap after that, so that their fuels goes a little bit longer. Not quite halfway. And at the halfway point, we're going to be doing, we'll have around 33 laps to go. Break that in half. It's about, where you could be up front leading and maybe make it.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, you're pretty, it might be to the point where you can't make it. Maybe that's what Brian Wolf and Greg Palmer is up to. They might be thinking, let's pit later and we'll get, we'll have more fuel. Maybe we can do this on a one-stop strategy from here on out should we go green.
Right. It's a good plan, then these guys are always clutching, always. Some guys just do it regardless, always.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
It doesn't matter. I'm always clutched and when then you get to Pocono and I clutch the whole race.
Yeah.
I can remember over a hobo that, the guys could do 20 laps and they were like, you could get maybe, 21 if you really, really push the issue. And I could get 23.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
One
see
race
on this-
that way.
Oh, yeah, it would totally would work that way. That's the reason you do it, right?
Yeah. Now, I'm
Start early, you'll make it happen.
Curious to see. I don't remember where Dennis. Okay, I was just watching him. Brian Wolf had pitted and was qualified further back. I was beginning to wonder they were running side by side if they were going to have a little bit of a collision there, but
That 22 looks cool. I love the grill on that thing.
yeah,
Looks like a station wagon we had back in the 80s.
the old Buick Regal
Yep.
Pepsi Challenge.
Yeah. Looking
Remember
at
the
the upcoming.
Pepsi Challenge? You remember that?
Yeah.
They do taste tests with Coke and
Yeah.
Pepsi.
So
Tell
dumb.
the difference.
Looking at our upcoming schedule here on the broadcasts, of course, on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, September the 23rd, we'll be back at the High Voltage Racing League Maverick Cup Series live at 8:30. And we're going to New Hampshire Motor Speedway, so that'll be cool.
The track closest to me in real life.
Yep. And then on Thursday, we're Rolling Thunder Gaming Talladega Challenge. Be there at 9 o'clock, running the new version 4 of RTG. That's always cool, the wider pit road, thanks to John Godfrey. And then on Saturday, we're not broadcasting this race, but it is a race for the cure. That's presented by Nate Balzer. Live on the Flat Out Racing Network, Seth Cole and myself at 9. It's like an 87-lap race or something. It's a long one, but it's a fundraiser for breast cancer. I will make sure I put that link below in this video to donate to that. And of course, that is being hosted at Primetime Racing League with their TeamSpeak server, their tracks, and all that stuff. The track is this track, pretty much. Rebranded version of this track. So it'll be some awesome racing. It's basically going to be an all-star race. There's a full field, and I believe there's a few guys sitting on the bench just in case they can't fill some cars. Of course, back here, September 28th, the ASR Superspeedway Series, season number 2, race number 4, next Sunday, live around 7:30 or so, right back here at Burnt Screwdriver.
He's not telling you is, which we did. We talked about it last night.
Yeah.
That's Nate Balzer's thing that he does. And, there's Tarnation TV, there's Flat Out Network. I mean, you keep going on how many more there are out there. But all great broadcasters and all great, they do great work. And Nate was just like, I don't know how to do this. So he grabbed a coin and he flipped the coin, and if I said if it's these two guys against whoever this, then these two against, and he ended up FRN won it. And then he was thinking, well, that's going to be, Seth Cole, the main guy. Who's he going to have with him? So he grabbed all of us co-hosts and started flipping a coin. And who won it? But Blaine.
Yeah. So Seth Cole will be running it, and I'll be co-hosting with Seth. Yeah, it's cool. You'll have to watch it on Flat Out Racing, but that'll be a good night. And that is a neat way to do it. It was almost like a tournament of broadcasters. Of like, okay,
Yes.
who do I want to stream this thing, and who do I want to host the thing, and who do we want to co-host the thing, and all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty neat. But and sometimes on those big events we do a 3-man broadcast because it allows, like we do on Thursdays. We've got Flat Out Racing is doing the commentary, and I'm just kind of producing it. I still talk sometimes, but definitely not as much as I would on a night like tonight where we're just running our own thing. But that was kind of a brainstorm, I think, of Rodney Sullins over there in cahoots with the Rolling Thunder guys. It's like, what if we bring the Flat Out Racing broadcasters, who are by far the best guys in the game right now, and
Seth Cole's
then we
a consummate professional. Seth Cole's a consummate professional. He's really good at the broadcasting game. Yes.
Oh, he knows how to talk, and it's wild. Like, the guy has a communications degree or something. It's crazy, and a mind, like photographic memory. And then to take our production, because the way everything looks very different from a lot of the other ones, it's like, let's put these two together and have an all-star broadcast. So yeah, all over that.
The pace
And
car's
brought it
headed
over
down
here,
pit
too,
road.
so.
Headed down pit road. But we got a few minutes before it gets to that start-finish line. They got to get through the trioval
A
first.
few minutes, yeah.
Ed Finley's out front. Chuck T outside. Jeffrey Elliott. Brad Otto. Robert Spring up there in the 5th spot. Zielinski on the outside. We'll get the rest of them as we get gone along because they're going green here and
Oh,
now.
man. Spring a little bit off the throttle there. It's okay, though. I wonder if we took the go-kart mod made by Mystical over there at the Armory Digital and brought that thing to Talladega. How long would it take to do a lap, you think?
I haven't seen the go-kart mod that they have for NR 2003. I've heard of it.
See,
Just haven't
technically, you could just run this setup, and
Oh,
you'd
yeah.
be fine. You'd have go-karts out here
But
doing
can you-
200 miles an hour. It'd be crazy.
I can. So, some of you guys know out there, I race go-karts. And we are at a 1/10 mile, fairly flat oval. We do about 45 miles an hour. We never lift. We're flat out with 3/4 of an inch off the ground. There's some guys that they actually do this down at Daytona, over 100 miles an hour on a flat car.
Oh, my goodness.
No seatbelts. Because they don't have a roll cage over their head, so they don't want to, you don't want to be strapped down. Can you imagine being in a shifter cart doing over 100 miles an hour, about 3/4 of an inch off the ground?
With no strap?
Wow. No strap. Oh,
Holy moly.
you crash
Yeah,
those,
see,
they
it's like-
want you to fall off.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Elliott got down to the bottom down there. He's trying to take the lead away from Ed
Wolfpack.
Finley.
Yeah.
Wolfpack's on the high side. They're trying to work together. Chuck T down there pushing Jeffrey Elliott.
Adam Simonik will be in the chat digging this right here, watching the Team Wolfpack on that high line.
Absolutely.
Jack's
Missing.
back there in 11th last time by. Gearbox failure from Mark Paglia. Oh, no.
No.
Blah, blah, blah. That's
Yeah,
too bad.
absolutely.
We've seen a lot of engine failures last week.
Yeah. That's too bad, though. 'Cause
There was one there yesterday where it was like this gigantic, massive wreck. Dude totally got through it, and then
Yep.
halfway around to the pace
Boom.
car, bang, the engine exploded. I'm like, wait a second.
yeah, that was...
He didn't even make contact with anything, and the engine just blew up.
It was Donnie Cameron last night.
Yes, it was. Yep.
Totally made it through there. Nothing,
Made it
was
through
a-
the big one, and then the engine
Make
let
it
go
all
half
through
a
it.
lap later.
Goes down the backstretch. Whoo! We made it. Poof. We're done.
Yep. Like, oh, well, we made it, but the engine decided to quit. Camshaft goes flying outside into the trees, and that was his night.
Rodney Sullins one night, get out there, goes down to go to pit road, shifts it down to third gear, or not, sorry, I think it was 4th gear, blew up. He got out there, and the start, when he got to 3rd gear, hit 4th gear, and he just pulled to the high side, and everybody went ripping by him. But it was unfortunate. That would have been probably would have been another win for him. I'm assuming he was running up front and running stout up there that night. Jeffrey Elliott's still hanging tough down there at the bottom.
Yeah.
Chuck T behind and Robert Spring behind him. Brian Wolf, one of the best pushers out there. Perry Bond back there. High line is just got a little bit out of sorts, kind of, as John Godfrey tries to get up there with Greg Palmer. He's got Rossum, McCarthy, and Dinger on there on the high side. They're trying to make that third groove work, which is going to hurt the guys in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
just because they ran out of cars. So this lap here is going to be led by Jeffrey Elliott.
Well, you can see, though, that 60, that purple and green thing of Perry Bond, he's actually flip-flopping back and forth between the bottom and the middle line.
He's trying to find the line that's going to go, you know?
Yeah.
For the most part, I mean, if you had a choice, you know, everybody, you'll note that, like, a lot of them, like, you know, Jeffrey Elliott took the lead on the bottom, but where did he go? Right to the middle.
Right, exactly. I was
That's
just going to say that.
It's the best groove on this track. Is it the one that's going to always win? No. It's the better driving
consistent
groove. It doesn't get as tight off the corners. You know, but once you get that third groove on the outside of them, it's really, really strange. If that starts to work on the outside, they start to drag that middle backwards, especially if
like
they get one on both sides.
Now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whoa.
47 that's Brad Otto had to kind of move away from Finley there. He was going to wreck his teammate.
He was trying to help him, and he kind of got on the gas. He's still on the gas, but
that
he momentum
that
he had got just in the back of him on the exit of the trial a little bit too early. Almost spun him around. Good driving by Finley to keep that thing going straight.
Yeah, and they just about wrecked. But again, you get such a good run at the wrong time, and you just got to back out of it. But if you back out of it too much, you're going to cause a stack up. Sometimes it's good to do what he did and just kind of get out of line.
About 2 laps ago, you know, John Godfrey, Greg Palmer, and Ross on there, where they were on the outside trying to get it done. They couldn't do it. Next thing you know, you turn around, you blink your eyes. They're on the bottom trying to do it. Unfortunately, Chuck T and Jeffrey Elliott saw him coming, so they pulled down in front of him. And then what do? They go to the high side. They're trying to figure out a way to get by him. Jeffrey Elliott, I tell you, he's not looking at the front of that car. He's looking at that rear view mirror trying to figure out where the momentum's coming so he can get ahead of it.
And these guys will need to make one more pit stop. Looks like Godfrey's got a nose on him now. So Jeff's going to have to stay in that center.
That's the great thing about this track, though. You know, as we know it as, you know, the burnt screwdriver over here. Prime times, it's Prime Time Superspeedway. Talladega Nights over at Tally.
And see, I still got my Talladega Nights MIP files installed because in the grass in the infield, you can see the Talladega Nights logos and the Burnt Screwdrivers logos in the middle.
Yeah. And it's the same track. Basically, you know, we had a discussion with Rodney Sullins about it. He approached John Godfrey and said, hey, you know, this is kind of what I'd like to do. Do you think you could make it happen? And John Godfrey went to work and made this track. And to me, it's probably one of the best Talladega tracks for 3-wide racing that I've ever seen.
Yeah, you need to run this.
Yeah.
This is the one. And even when they rebuilt RTG version 4 with the wider pit lane, we were talking to Josh Metallic, and he was saying that John incorporated this track with like the daytime version, of course, because they don't run at night, and then made the adjustments to widen the pit road. So at the core, it's still this. Now, they might run a different setup just because they run the Xfinity 2020 mod, but everything Talladega, Big League Racing is just using this Burnt Screwdrivers version. It's just been around for so long, it's flawless.
John Godfrey was able finally to get out there and lead that lap.
Yep.
He's still hanging strong out there, but forming up on the bottom. Like I always say, when you watch the way they're fairly equal, you know, cars from top to bottom ish. And you'll see the bottom being that there's like, you know, 5 cars, 6 cars on the bottom, or 5 on the bottom, 5 on the top. The bottom will get a little bit of advantage going in. The top will get a little bit more of an advantage coming off the corner. So John Godfrey just popped off there a little bit.
See, I was just curious. We had Team Wolfpack up there with Brad Otto, so I just went back and looked. He's off pace in 13th position. They're all by himself, running at a 177. So something must have happened.
Yeah.
And he fell out of the draft, and he's a couple mile an hour slower than he should be by himself. I don't know what happened.
Well, remember, he got into the back of Finley.
Yes.
And hit the wall when he did that. So
yeah.
Didn't really pay attention to Brad Otto after that. Might have hit that wall, which, you know, slowed him right down. And then trying to catch up to the pack with that, you know, with a little bit of damage and how it all came about. It just didn't work out for him. So he's out there kind of waiting for a caution. Of course, you know, David Chin's out there running by himself.
And Jax is on pit road as well right now.
Unfortunately for David Chin, he was involved in an episode that he just had nowhere to go, got a little bit of damage, and he might be all right if he stayed right tight to the guys, but as soon as they jockey a little bit and he loses that draft, then he's all done. It's unfortunate for David Chin. He won here 2 weeks ago, so.
Yeah, I think he won the opener.
Ryan Rawson won last week. Unfortunately, I wasn't here to make that call. I was close. I was close. The guy in the house at 8:10. You guys qualify at 8 o'clock.
Yep. Missed her by 9.5 minutes.
Yep. Like I told Brian, if he'd have been able to do the 8:30 start, I probably would have been there. But that's all good. I had fun.
Yeah, you just have to watch.
Yep.
And it's hard to broadcast off the stream because the stream is about an 18-second delay, and I can't run a screen share because I'm using up all of my CPU. Right now, I can see my computer right now, my CPU is at 99%.
Oof. You keep doing that.
It fluctuates between 80 and 99, so it's doing a lot of stuff right now.
Yep. Godfrey's holding strong out there on that outside groove. So, creeping up on about 20 to go here. We're going to get the 20 to go when they hit the start-finish line.
Yep.
Know now that these guys have got to make one more pit stop. I would say not, I don't think you'd see too many of them do it now, especially if you've got maybe 2 or 3 more laps of fuel. David Chin, always a consummate gentleman, that much slower, pulls to the very, very high side and gives the guys all the room they need to keep racing, not get in anybody's way. What was it? We don't know if we ever got his official, what he called it, but
yeah, it's
not
position.
the head ad, not the owner.
We always get it wrong. We just call him an all-around neat dude.
Yes.
But yeah, that's it now. Like you're saying, now the window is open. If you were to pit now, you can make it to the end. Just get a full tank of gas, take all 2 cans, jam as much gas as you can in that thing, and you'll be fine.
I think I would wait if depending on how much fuel you have left, I would wait at least a couple. Give yourself just to make sure, because right now if you're John Godfrey, you're not lifting.
No. That's the thing, too.
Palmer.
Yeah, you don't want to be in conservation mode if you don't have to be in. There's enough laps left now where you can run an extra, like you said, 3, 4, or 5 laps, go in, jam the fuel in it, and just all out go for it.
If you're John Godfrey out front and you got enough to go, it's hammered down, because imagine, getting down to about 2 to go or something like that. You got Greg Palmer behind you, and he's been saving a little bit because he's right behind you, and all of a sudden, fuel pressure starts to drop and you ain't got that power, and he just pulls out and just rocks right away from you.
And some of these guys might try to take it into 1.5 can territory so they don't need to stay on the pits that long. That half can make a big difference too.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of times you don't need to change tires on this track. You could probably, with a 66 lap race, I think you could probably go the whole distance without changing it. You'll see guys, when they come in and pit, especially under cautions, they'll take 2 tires. Because, if you're taking a can and a half, you can take 2 tires and it's not going to slow your pit stop down. But if you're taking 4 tires and you're taking a can and a half, the other 2 tires will slow the pit stop down.
You're waiting for tires to be put on, 2 is always going to work. Because they got to put gas in the car anyway. But 4 is the thing, unless you're getting a full service from empty. Even from empty, 4 would still take longer.
Yep.
Yeah.
You just, even 2 cans, you get done with just about done with the 2 cans around the time that the jack drops, but still pretty close. You can track just to see if anybody puts up a post that says they're pitting, because we know now, at any time they can pit any time now.
2 retired cars on the race here. 41 laps ago, Randy Waugh unfortunately had to leave. And Mark Paglia, 14 laps ago, had an engine failure. Everybody else, all 15 cars, still racing here tonight. Looks like Jeff Elliott's on his way down.
Did he have anybody come with him, that's the question?
No. All by himself.
I don't know if that's the right call, but there
Yeah,
again,
but
he may have had to go. Or
That's what I'm
At
thinking. He went
16.
in early, I think, last time because he's
Yeah.
always running a different strategy
Oh,
too.
did
So.
yes, he did, and we haven't had a caution flag, so, so some of the guys that were out there,
You know, if
Kinda
he's
remember-
going in there, he's empty.
yes, yeah,
Because he will
he
make that thing last as long as he can. He probably ran out of fuel pressure half a lap ago.
Yeah, so get in there and get out quick enough. What you're trying to do is you want to get in, you want to get out.
Here we go.
Oh, here we go. Yep, there's the leaders. Jax, they don't know.
Nice pit, everybody.
Only one I see that stayed out was Jack. And is he on the lead lap?
Jax
He
is
is
not.
not.
No. Jax, Otto, and David Shin are the 3 cars that are lap down.
So what his strategy is he is trying to do is going to stay out as long as he can. Okay, and most all the drivers are taking right side tires. He's going to stay out as long as he can, so that way, in hopes that these guys are going to come out. They'll maybe, he's going to be a little bit slower than they are out there, but maybe he can catch up behind them. So he's going to be back on the lead lap. Should a caution come out, he can go in pit. He's back on the lead lap. He's good to go.
Just riding on board there with Ed Finley coming out of the pits there just to see what it looks like from the car.
So now, Dax running the high side, full song. Now, mind you, they were turning a lot faster laps. He's doing 180 miles an hour by himself. But he is caught up to the back of that lead draft. So now if he gets up there, just what I thought he'd do, he's going to, he's just getting up to the back of them at still, we call it full song, but full song by yourself.
Yeah, he's gaining because he's in that draft now.
Yeah.
He's hitting about 188. So that's impossible to do alone.
Yeah.
He might actually lose it. He caught it for a second, but
But it all depends. See what they're doing up here. They're starting to get racy side by side. We're creeping up on about 13 laps to go, so these guys are going to start jockeying for position a little bit. Jax is just hoping that maybe they, get jockeying around a little bit. We get a caution. He's back on the lead lap and back into contention maybe.
Chuck Taylor was your leader. He's there now. Coming out of the pits, just got passed by the lead pack. So it looks like it's probably going to be McCarthy.
Depends. You see the guys they're just running nose to tail right now. We still, didn't quite got to, I think we're going to get, quick math, about 13 or 14 laps to go, I believe, when we come around this time. So everybody can make it on fuel, except for Jax, because we know he's probably still has to pit. These guys, you don't want to start showing your hand yet. You want to go. Now the thing is you're making deals. Who's gonna go with me? Who can I trust in this pack?
Well, that's in the
Bryant-
pit sequence too. You got McCarthy in first now, but everybody's relatively the same spot. They sort of went in under green flag. They sort of came out in the same pack, except for Jeffrey because he had to pit by himself. So where's he hiding?
A quick glance.
Back with Perry Bond.
Palmer has made all the races. He's back in ninth. He is, a bit back there in points. So does he want to go for the win? He is ahead of points. He's ahead of McCarthy in points. So it's just kind of what do you want to do? How do you want to get yourself positioned?
Oh no! Engine failure.
Oh no!
That looked like spring. Yeah. Oh man.
That sucks.
That'll bring out a yellow for sure because that's going to dust the track with oil, and it doesn't matter if you're in the racing line or not. Yellow flag will come out.
He tried to get Woe down and retired. So
I don't think it matters though, right?
Sometimes you can, but you got to figure. You're doing about 200 miles an hour. The motor blows up. Can't just slam on the brakes because you're definitely going to cause a caution there. He wisely pulled down to the bottom of the track, tried to get it woed up, and then because it would have said clutch gear header, what it is, but because he never got into the pit and stopped, he retired, trying to maybe see if he could not have the caution flag come out, which was nice of him to do, but unfortunately, he just couldn't get it slowed down and off the track in time enough. So,
And that's
who
the
does
thing.
this benefit?
It's always right into turn 1, and he got it off the racetrack. Like you said, that yellow will usually come out. It won't really matter. It won't really matter where you are. Sometimes with an engine, it'll bring the yellow out anyway. Sorry, what you're saying? Who does it benefit the most? You say?
Yeah, Jax. Now he can. I don't know if he had pitted yet or not.
Engine ignition is what it's saying for spring.
Yeah. So it just let go. Jax is where did you go?
-1 lap. He's sitting in 13th is what I'm showing him at now. Just coming into turn 3 and 4.
So I don't know this late into the game if they get the lead back, they get a lap back or not. I'm not sure.
Oh, you mean as a lucky dog?
Yeah, some leagues do, some leagues don't. When you get to 10 or less laps to go, they don't have a lucky dog.
Oh,
Some
you know
leagues do.
what? Let's check with Brian Wolf. Brian Wolf, Tarnation TV booth. Got a question for you. You got me back?
I got you.
You guys
That
still
would
offer
be
lucky dogs within the
good
last
strategy
10?
for him. He could pit, get in, get
Yes.
come at the back.
Roger that. Thank you.
Down to.
Hang on, they're all talking at
10
the same
laps
time,
to
Blaine.
go
If you could
here
just give me 1
when we
second.
hit the line. And now we've got 10 to go. The difference is with 10 to go, now we've seen these guys when the
Go ahead.
caution comes
Go ahead,
out.
Blaine. I'm sorry.
They've been slowing down and not racing back. Now we'll start racing back.
Yeah, you guys offer up the lucky dog within
10 or
10,
less
so
laps
that's all we
go.
need to
They
know.
Are allowed to
Oh,
race
yeah.
back.
Yeah, we got
Some
it.
leagues do
So
it
far, been a
with
good
under
race, man. It's
5,
been fun out here.
I believe these guys do it with 10 or less to go.
Yeah, Brian Wolf confirms that, yes, they do offer the lucky dog up within
So-
10 to go. Whole race.
So I'll put Jax back on the lead lap. Back of the pack, but all these
Good
guys
timing,
didn't
though.
pit. These guys didn't pit, so the smart move there would be go down, take 4 tires and fuel. If you have any damage, get it fixed up. Come back out there. If you can use them fresher tires, they're not gonna mean a whole bunch, but they do help. Maybe he can get himself up there and
Yeah, nobody in the top 10 is coming down doing that, though.
no.
You're talking about Jax more
Yes.
or less, eh? Yeah.
Yeah.
He can come down, get full service everything,
Yep.
and then
That's what I
get his
would
lucky dog pass, and then you're right back onto the tail end of that thing, and you're going for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, couldn't have come out at a better time. We got about 10 laps to go here.
He was
Pits will be open for him now, I believe, right? Because he's got to wait
second
one
time
lap.
by, yep.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he had pitted. He was up there running right behind them guys. He knew that he was gonna have to pit. He had pitted before the caution came out, so it came out just a little late for him. But still, he's able to come out and be the lucky dog, so he'll get that back and, like you said, start in the back and be on the lead lap, and that could be a big help.
See, and David Chin is still out there running laps, and with Robert Spring's engine failure, so far, Spring is still in front of David, but he will leapfrog Spring and get those points.
Well, the thing of it is, being one lap down, he's not going to make up any more positions unless something happens to somebody in front of him. But now where he gets the lap back, he can actually start running up through. And surprisingly, I don't think he pitted.
No, he did not.
Yeah, he did pit not that long ago, so he still got fuel to make it. Maybe can we think he has fresh enough tires?
And because he's a lap down, we still get that one more lap before the lights go
Yep.
out. So he might go next time. If he doesn't go next time, he's clearly got enough.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he's got enough fuel. It's just I would have pitted and taken tires. What do you got to lose?
Yeah.
That's something I would have done. You're the only thing you can do is go forward. I always say, you can't beat 4 tires, so.
Yeah. Even here where they're not a huge issue, it does help. They do
It does
take
help a little
wear.
bit.
It's not like they don't wear out. They do.
This gives you the ability to turn the corners a little bit better without scrubbing off as much speed. And it's minor, but it could make a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dennis McCarthy's out front still. We're creeping up, going to be about 8 laps to go this time by. Probably going to go with 7 to go. Got Greg Palmer on the outside of him. John Godfrey's still running up there, running strong. He's been up there the second half of this race. You got Brian Wolf, Brian Rawson. Which one is that? That is Finley. Wolfpack cars. Curry Bomb.
So many Wolfpack cars.
Yeah. Chuck T. We got Brad Otto. Then ahead of, I think Shalinsky's ahead of David Chin.
Yep.
David Chin is gonna, being that it is this late in the race, David Chin on the last one, he has to do it all lap cars that are not, not doing like Jax is gonna be doing, taking the wave around. They have to drive down through pits, even if he's in the back. They do that so that all the lead lap cars are together late part of the race. And then they can, they're not having to race for it with a lap car in the way.
Right.
Puts them in the back. Now they can still, their choice, want to come from the back and race their way up. They're not going to gain anything, but they can. But they just have to do it from the back. Interestingly enough, Dennis McCarthy took the bottom. I believe they have lane choice here, don't they?
Yeah.
Took the bottom. Well, think about it. It's John Godfrey's been running around up there. I mean, they're all great super speedway racers, but it might just come down to who's behind him. Godfrey behind him than he is with Brian Wolf. I was looking to see where Dennis is, and he is about a minute ago here. Hold on. Clicked the wrong button. He's 12th in points. He's got a little ways to go to make it up, so if he can get a win here, that'll help out.
Yeah, we were talking about John Godfrey a lot tonight, too. He's had some bad luck the previous week, so it's good to see him up there right now.
Yeah.
Of course, we're a long way from the finish still, but Team Wolfpack, Finley, Otto, and Jax. Jax got the lucky dog, though, right? He got to drive around.
Right.
So he's coming back around right there. McCarthy stays on the low line, coming to the green flag. Pace cars off. It'll be start of lap 59.
Need 7 laps to go, I believe. We always say that, but it's hit the start finish line, and that number is the laps you have left. So.
Yeah, because you got to do a full lap
Yeah.
for this one to count, right?
Yeah, so it's 7 laps to go. McCarthy got a really good run on the bottom. Palmer got a good run on the top, but he just didn't. So now he's tucking.
Right.
Palmer kind of he didn't get a great start, so he's just tucking down at the bottom. Now you're going to see the guys, for the most part, starts to get a little bit more, maybe a lap or two. Right now they're just building up to speed. People will start looking at the low side. You'll start to see McCarthy, kind of go to the bottom, merge to the bottom if they start working down there and trying to defend. See him kind of poking down there, just looking in that rear view mirror, watching where they're going.
And force those guys, if they want to pass, they're going to have to do it to the right
At the same time,
or the left.
He's just trying to. At the same time, he's trying to keep them behind him. He's going to keep track of where John is going. Oh, no!
No, Brian Wolf fired near the wall.
What a save, though. I mean,
Yeah, he did. Took some damage, that's for sure.
Didn't lose much time, but the damage might hurt him a little bit.
He's got those Band-Aids on that car, so.
Yeah. McCarthy, he's just keeping an eye out there. You watch what's going on. You got Jeffrey Elliott working on the bottom. He has got
Wolfpack.
Finley. He's got Finley behind him and Chuck T. Unfortunately for them, there's only 3 cars down there.
Yeah.
they got more people and that started to form. You're going to see McCarthy go down there. He'll go wherever that momentum is just to try to keep himself on that lap. We're down to 5 laps to go. Perry
Bottom
Bond
line trying to form up. Yeah, Perry Bond in front of Jeffrey now. Well, big wash up off that corner. He got a hold of her though, but holy moly, that was close.
Jeffrey Elliott abandons him. That's
Oh
going to
man,
hurt Perry Bond.
that's his buddy. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what? He's going to go back down in front of him. Watch.
Oh yeah. He's going to try to get a run, and he's going to try to use that run to go down and hope that people go with him. But Perry Bond just out there by himself. He's going to go all the way back down there to
There it is.
That's Brad Otto. Yeah.
That will help Perry if they decide to stay there.
Yeah.
Nobody's going with them, and that will work. Just need more cars.
Yeah, but as we talked about 2 weeks ago, Jeffrey Elliott is out there. There was just 3 of them on the lead lap, and just couldn't get by him because he didn't have any help. So, got to make the moves, but you got to have the people behind you to go with him. As much, tough luck as John Godfrey's had lately, if you're John Godfrey, you're gonna jump out. You're just gonna stay there and say, there's a good points night for me.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. I mean, I think you still got to try to go for it. Coming into the tri-oval on that final lap, you got to go and just see what happens. Maybe you get first, maybe you get third, but at least you're still up there.
But
it all depends on the situation too, right? Got to wait and see.
Now the spotters are up on top of the deal. Oh no!
Chuck T around.
around.
This might be race back.
Interesting thing would be if ace back. That would be 2 to go. This might be for the win.
This is for the win right here. I'm thinking. I'm with cars that are a lap down. This is definitely for the win.
Spotters, they're making deals. The spotter for Greg Palmer is like, hey, come on, come work with me, come work with my driver,
Yeah.
Godfrey, and
Here we
trying
go.
to make deals.
If Godfrey wants this thing, he's got to let Palmer push him.
Yep.
Does he go or does he stay? Do I stay or do I go now? He stays, and that's a second place.
Second place for him, yes. But there again, like we said, he's had such a tough go at it as of late. Sometimes that might have been the right strategy too. So we'll find out because shortly here we'll get a chance to talk to him. Of course, first we're going to have to go through that Greg Palmer guy.
I'll have to back this up here. We're going to see what happened to Mr. Chuck. I believe it was Chuck involved in that.
Okay, now let's see. This will be Dennis McCarthy's first win.
Didn't look that bad either, the accident. Wow, that's weird. It's just a little bit of a door bump. You know what, though? He kept it straight, and it's still moving at 160. I wonder why the yellow even came out.
Who knows?
That's weird. Maybe it's because of Jeffrey Elliott. It might have been... both drivers kept it straight.
You also got to figure you had a car sideways and you had other cars coming into the fray.
A little bit sideways, though. Yeah, I guess, you're right. He's sideways enough that's probably...
Perry Bond and look behind him, then
it did.
Brian Wolf.
Yeah, and it did come out when he was sideways.
Of course,
and then Finley helped straighten him out, but that doesn't count, right?
We're like, say Dennis McCarthy's won, he's still got 2 laps to go. Stranger things have happened under caution flag. So
yeah, we were just talking about it. How we've seen a lot of engines blow up this week. Guys getting through the big one, and then a lap later, engine failure under yellow. You're like, oh, okay. Ulysses Sandoval losing gears, stuff like this. So yeah, you don't want to start drinking from the trophy just yet.
Nope. Like I said, I've had races where caution flag come out. I go down the back stretch, I put it into neutral, and then poof, it blows up.
Yeah. Even from neutral.
Yeah. I just put it in neutral and it blew up. We seen like last night, Cameron.
Yeah. Do you use this as
Mounted on
sequential, or are you H pattern?
sequential, but I use buttons on the wheel.
Right. Yeah, I got the flippers in the back.
And that's where my pedals are.
Right.
Right.
Your pedals, are they analog?
Yep. They're just like the same stuff same potentiometers and everything that are in the
On an actual
TSW
pedal.
pedals, they're just
Right.
on the steering wheel. But it's a really, really cool design.
Kind of set up like a trigger would be on like an Xbox controller, where you do have that like 1% to 100% kind of
same idea,
flow.
but
It's not a
basically
hard
it's-
press.
You have a pedal that goes out that's on a pivot point, and then hooked to that. Well, I call them Heim joints, but they're what they are, little small Heim joints, and that hooks to a little block of some really, kind of, I don't even know how to want to explain it, but almost like a particle board kind of thing, and that slides over the top of the potentiometer, so that's what makes it work.
Cool.
Simple. If you've ever seen a TSW steering wheel, one of the simplest concepts, in a steering wheel, but back in the day it was one of the, it's what Dale Jr. and all them guys ran. It was the, the NASCAR wheel to have back in the day. Mind you, there's no force feedback, there's no...
But you doing pedal hack because you can't use your feet, is that part of the wheel hardware itself, or did you have to kind of create that from
Nope,
scratch?
it's called the TSW Easy 11. You got an Easy 11 or Easy 13, and then it's as simple as it is. You either got an 11-inch wheel or a 13-inch wheel, and it is just a simple, great design they came up with. It works great.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right on. So that's just that's not a modification. That's just how the wheel is.
But mine's highly modified because when I got it, I did 5 laps, then turned around and tore it apart.
Ah,
And then I had 22 buttons on it on the steering wheel at once.
wow, really? Holy
Yeah.
moly!
Using Joy to Key,
Oh yeah.
I never had to reach from my keyboard. So, like I always explain to somebody, if you're racing at Martinsville, and you got to race with your hands, Martinsville is right down the straightaway, boom, back into the brakes. You really don't have a lot of time to reach down to hit your F buttons to make changes or anything. You can do all of that without taking the hands off the wheel.
So it has how many buttons on the actual wheel itself?
The wheel comes with a shifter and 2 buttons on the wheel, and then you could, for an extra fee, you could get 6 buttons on the dash. So I got in there and kind of played around with it a little bit in Windows and realized that it had 16 buttons in the control panel. So I ordered another plug-in and then piped that up into the wheel. And then I also had a NASCAR Pro Digital 2 wheel. So I took that, mounted that board in there, and fed that all up there. So I had 22 buttons on the steering wheel.
Oh my god, that's great!
Yep.
Like a Frankenstein monster. It's awesome.
But it was cool. It was cool. I mean, it still has the capability of doing all that stuff. I haven't maintained it for a while. I've got to get these switches. Some are bad, and I got to resolder some stuff up. But here we go at a whopping 70 miles an hour. Dennis McCarthy is going to get the white flag.
White flag's already up. This is the final
Is
lap.
it? Oh,
Yep,
sorry.
this
my
is
bad.
lap number 66. We're coming to the end of the race.
I wasn't paying attention. We were talking about steering wheels.
So that'll be the checkered flag.
Got a little bit further to go. There you go. Getting the congratulations from Jan Godfrey, John Rossum, all coming up and saying congrats. Oh, he's going to
Yeah, we're already on the front straightaway, so we'll burn it down right now.
Congratulations to him. That was an awesome run.
Yeah, it was a great run. I mean, it ended under yellow, but, you got to get to
Had
the
the most
front.
laps, too.
Yeah. Oh, just barely. Yeah, right on. Robert Spring, Dinger, Paglia, and Waugh, the 4 cars that were out, 13 finished, and 10 of those were on the lead lap. Congratulations to the 024, Dennis McCarthy.
Now that he's done burning it down, let's see if we can get that character known as Greg Palmer up here.
You got that
We're
guy
down
there,
here.
3G Greg Palmer.
we're down here on this one. Some of them were up. Now this one we're down here. So I'm gonna go grab Greg. Greg,
Season
you
number
got
2.
Rod and Blaine in the booth. We got you, buddy.
What do you say, Rain?
Yeah. Look at that.
Hey
man.
now, Rain.
Yeah, Rain
Yeah.
and blood.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
What's
Speaking
up,
of-
boys? How you doing?
He's taking a book out of my picture, but you must watch some of my broadcasts where I butcher people's names. Oh, I'm terrible.
Nah,
One or
now you're
two.
getting the bad end of it now.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. So, you I gotta look it up here real quick because I want to make sure I'm right. You finished third. You didn't lead a lap tonight, bud.
Nah. I could have, but I'm with my teammates. I'm with Dennis and John and Brian, and too bad Mark had he had a gearbox issue, but
Yeah.
we were just here having fun, having a good time, staying together, and have them beat us or beat one of us, whatever.
Yeah, you missed one race this season, so you're in the points, and I think if you came over here and applied yourself, I'm pretty sure you could do real well at it because you've always been one of the guys that normally you're up front unless you get caught up into something, but coming over and helping you guys, helping your teammates out. We usually see you do that especially at the end of the season when they need it more, but I think you should stick it out, try to get out here and see if you could whoop up on them with a short one race.
I mean, I'll try. I mean, but my daughter lives like a half mile down the road, and every Sunday she cooks dinner for my wife and I.
Nice.
And we go over there, and you cannot pass up my daughter's cooking. She's phenomenal. So whenever she says, "Dad, you want it?" I go, "Yeah."
Yeah, that
So,
makes sense.
If I get back here in time, I do. If I don't, it's fine.
That's
No,
not-
I'm not knocking the league at all.
Oh, no.
ASR. No, I'm just saying, family calls, families first.
Oh yeah, absolutely. ASR is a great league to go racing, and I mean, a great league to be broadcasting for. We appreciate them using us for a little bit. They're gonna be losing us for the month of October for a little while, but Blaine's got other things to do. But
That's what I heard. Yeah, man, it's a shame.
I'm not gonna try to do what he does.
October's a busy month. Yeah, Halloween fanatics over here. So
Oh boy.
10-4, and hey, look, it is what it is, right?
like I said, family calls, family first.
Mm-hmm.
You had a little episode with somebody earlier. I don't remember who it was that you kind of you got in the back of them. It was kind of a accordion effect that just kind of went wrong.
Yeah, exactly. It was Rawson.
Yes, that's right.
He was going a lap down, or he was a lap down, and I told the guys from him, I said, I'm going to pick him up. So I let off, but I thought I let off enough where I could just bump him and get in line, but it was too hard. But, hey, he finished right behind me in fourth, so I'm happy about that. The car wasn't that damaged,
Absolutely. So that's pretty good, though. So, I don't know, Blaine, you got something for him?
Oh man, great race as always. The green flag runs, the pit stops, it's always so exciting. Was there much of a fuel thing? I mean, that final yellow really helped out Jax get back on that lead lap and, get up there to compete with you guys. But did it affect you much, that late caution?
No. I mean, it just secured everybody else from not pitting at the end. So I think me and the boys, we were like four laps in the good, 3 laps in the good, whatever, and then a yellow came out. So it was anybody's race after that.
Absolutely. I appreciate you come over and racing with the guys, and hopefully we get to see you over here a little bit more. So I'm going to give you the floor to thank the people that got you here. And the daughter for the good cooking. Yeah.
Yes, my daughter, man. She had to work tonight, so she's a nurse in the emergency room. So she had to work tonight. So my wife cooks, makes a great sauce. Anyway, my boys at Red Line, Dennis, John, myself, Brian, Mark, Rodney couldn't make it tonight. Ken couldn't make it tonight, but we come here, we have fun, have a good time. Thanks to you guys, too, for broadcasting, and we're going to miss you in October. Thanks to Brian for putting on the show and his admins here. I think it's I forgot who it was.
Chuck T's
ASR, DC, yeah. The guys thank them. Place for us to race on Sundays, and hopefully I can make it next Sunday. If not, you know where I'll be, fork and knife in hand.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Our third place finish tonight, Craig Palmer. Hey, hopefully we see you next week. But there again, I can't say that I blame you, bud.
10-4, guys. Thanks.
Good job, bud.
Thanks, Greg.
All right, so this is the guy we always look forward to talking to, and especially when he's had the bad luck that you've had this season. You ran up front most of the night. You end up just short of it. If the caution didn't come out there that time, did you have something for Dennis, or were you just going to stay right there and finish second, just take the good points?
Rod, I'll take a second after the finishes I've had. Yeah, I don't think I was going to make any bold moves there.
You might have been there, having the spotter work some deals and whatnot. But like I said, I kind of also thought, well, you've not had the greatest first season part of the season, so figured that maybe just stick it out in the second, getting some good points, and maybe getting yourself up there in points a little bit more might be a better run on you.
Yeah, we all kind of worked together to get up to the front there, so I wasn't gonna, do anything to jeopardize Dennis's good run, and Greg was helping me. So, I'm very tickled with the second place finish. I'll take it.
What's the projects that you're working on now for track? Somebody got you doing some other weird stuff?
It's top secret.
It is. We've always got something on the drawing board coming up.
Yeah, I have yet to see the Talladega that you did. Blaine keeps talking it up pretty good.
It's cool, man.
Widened up the pit road and made it just a little bit better for pit stalls.
Well, it did not take those guys long enough at Rolling Thunder to start using that extra space, because it's crazy how quickly they're like, oh yeah, look at all this extra tarmac over here. And you're getting those, they're coming into the pits like 4 wide, and there's tons of space.
And so far, it seems to have decreased the chaos a little bit. I hope that ends up being the legacy for that.
I wonder if version 5 will just be wider. Is that what, every version just gets a half lane wider until we run out of grass?
Well, if we run out of grass, you're right.
Well, I always tell Blaine, I said, you know why they put grass on the infield of racetracks? He's like, no, why? And I said, because if it was asphalt, we'd try to use it.
Exactly.
Just like Phoenix. The whole thing's paved. They got to tell people sometimes to stay off of that dog leg,
Cut, man.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Oh, you want to thank anybody before we scoot you out of here?
I got one for you before you thank everybody, John. Well, we were talking about like the kind of bad luck you've had in the last season and the first couple of races of this one, and then that wreck early that took out Randy. Watched you just kind of drop a gear and drive around him as he came back across the nose of your car. We're like, oh no, here we go again. But yeah, I just want to say great heads up play on that one. You missed him by about 6 inches.
Yeah, thank you. That was something was going. It had some good mojo going on there. Blaine, any other time that would have swept me up in that, and I would have been up on the wall. But
looking at the points there, you were 10th going into this. Greg Palmer was behind you. Postal was not here. So you should move up a pretty good amount in points, maybe about 2 to 3 point positions, getting closer to catch that last season champion Brian Wolf.
Well, hopefully this will be a turning point, and we'll just build on this momentum.
That would be awesome. So I would give you the floor, give you a chance to thank the people that got you here, and the floor is yours, bud.
Well, first and foremost, thank Brian Wolf and ASR for putting this together. Thank you guys for covering it and making us all famous. And the boys back at the shop for a fast race car, and for the good luck, whoever's responsible for that.
I always got to thank the people that give you the good luck. So there you go, second place finisher tonight, moving himself up a little bit in points. That's John Godfrey, the track master, we call him. Good job, bud.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, John. Anybody who can use that sandbox utility is definitely a master.
Yes. So, we've seen him snooker guys with fuel strategy. We've seen him, I believe you led the most laps tonight. So, You ran great tonight. Got out front there at the end. Do you think that they were going to try to sneak up on you? We know the answer to this already, but do you think that if it had gone, they were going to try to sneak up on you and pass you there, or was that mirror getting pretty wide?
Well, that was the plan. We were going to race it out and try to make it fun at the end instead of just a train. But then the caution came, and that kind of answered that question. But it was a good race. You know, I had a good car. I got pretty fortunate that one of our teammates had to pit early, so I was 2 gallons to the good, got me out in front. Fun little race.
Looking at the points going in tonight, you were 12th in points. So you haven't really, you know, you've been out there running all season. You know, granted, we're only in week 3, so we have no repeat winners yet. You have not had the best of luck at some of these earlier races, and then tonight going out and getting the win, that's going to get you max points and should bump you right up there into the top 10, hopefully, and maybe get that surge towards the championship. You still got, what, 5 more weeks to catch it?
Yeah, plenty of time left. First week, got bad luck, like you said, caught up in somebody else's, and last week I was away, so I just took the provisional points, so that kept me pretty low. So this is kind of a necessity, and you know, just a fun little league to run on Sunday night.
Great league too. I mean, good guys out here.
Yeah, and you guys doing this, Rod, Blaine, you guys do a really good job. I like listening to it the next day.
Well, thank you.
But just a good bunch of guys I'm racing with, my teammates at Red Line. Got to thank them. Can't do this alone on these big tracks. Missed a couple of them tonight. Cannon, Rodney, Kelly, Craig.
Yeah, a few of them had other commitments and couldn't make it, so that's unfortunately. But the good news is we had a few drivers that hadn't been here for a few days, and a few new drivers that have been, well, like, you know, Robert Spring, who started last week. He's one of the guys that I kind of coaxed him into coming over here and racing with you guys.
Yeah, it's just got to take hold a little bit. You know, Sunday's always a tough day. I think Greg was saying, you know, dinners with the families or whatnot, getting ready for work the next day. Yeah, it's taken hold, and it fills a good gap. Brian and ASR DC, they do a good job over here.
Absolutely, they do. Lane, you got anything for our winner?
I mean, I work for FedEx, so I'll just make sure that my UPS buddies, I was just all the UPS guys that I see on my route tomorrow, I'll let them know, hey man, your boy won last night. And they'll be like, what? And I'll just have to
it's not that I feel bad that it's FedEx. I just feel bad because I know how hard the job is now these days.
It is crazy.
I did 31 years there.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's pretty good in Canada. FedEx Express and Ground merged together, but in Canada we operate under the Express model, which is nice. So we still get paid overtime, unlike the Ground guys who just get paid for the day by some contractor who doesn't pay very good. But at least up here we're still paid normally the way we should be. But
that's nice. So you're under the Express still, like the local guys over here now. They're, like I said, they're all, you know, they get $1,000 for the week, and
it's stupid.
No benefits, no nothing.
And I'm on Reddit following, and they're posting pictures of their stop counts. I'm like, you're doing 230 stops a day, working 6 days a week, man. The busiest day I have in the last month, I might have had 110 one day last week, but most of the time it's around 80 or 90 stops. It's beauty.
If they gave me 230, I think I'd be out there for 2 days.
Oh, it'd be. I mean, you get it done, but you're not stopping. And it ends up being a 10-hour day. It's silly. And it also depends where your route takes you to, right? But I feel bad for UPS guys. You guys got the ugliest uniforms in the world.
Dude, they handle the dirt well. The package does very well. So you get away with wearing that shirt a couple of days in a row if you had to, if it wasn't a hot day. So
I never thought of that.
Yeah, they're pretty savvy. They're like space tech. Get away when they dry in about an hour.
Brown and gold to your dead and cold, and of course the uniform holds the dirt well. I never even thought of that.
Oh yeah.
Brilliant.
Or insulation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but it's the same thing on the inside of the truck. Those packages, piss bottles, you know, the whole 9 yards that you guys deal with.
Oh yeah. I try to keep my truck clean, but we work out of a dirt parking lot, so it's like, oh man, every time I clean my dashboard, by the time I get to the street, I can see dust on the dash. It drives me insane.
You guys didn't like to cover my route on vacation. They knew I'd yell at them when I got back for something.
Yep.
I kept mine immaculate inside.
Yeah, I got back 2 days. I took off last week to go see a concert. Me and the wife and I went to Toronto to see a concert. Of course, I come back in on Friday morning, and the guy who drove the truck the last couple of days spilled the coffee on the floor. Didn't wipe it up, right up the wall. I'm like, and I knew that was going to happen because the guy's just a pig, right? So I'm like, come on, man. You had the van for one day.
You're lucky it's just coffee.
Yeah, exactly. And it's too bad. Like I got so much cleaning product in the truck. It's not like you could have cleaned it up instantly once it hit the floor. They walked through it, footprints through the truck, coffee footprints through the whole truck. I was like, all right, whatever. Thanks, bud.
Yep. No fuel.
Don't care. No, you're right. I left him with a full tank, and I had a half tank when I got back in it.
Oh, I don't miss it.
No, it hasn't changed, dude. I've been doing it 25 years now, and it's never going to change.
Camaraderie. And that's what this is the camaraderie. All the guys racing together. It's a lot of fun. Everybody. It's a small little community that we're in.
I'm telling you, Dennis, I think he's whining.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, he's at that stage where he should be. He's allowed to.
I love my job.
As you could.
Yeah, I love my job. I always have. I figured if you love your job, you never have to work a day in your life, and I've always loved it. But it's the fact that when you keep your truck so clean, and so many of the trucks are so gross, and I know when you go away on a holiday, you're coming back to an absolute dumpster fire. It'll take me 2 days to get it back to where it needs to be, but whatever. At the end of the day, it's not my truck. It's got FedEx written on the side of it, so whatever. As long as it
we
runs.
don't even call them trucks. They're not trucks in our company. They're package cars.
Yep.
They get earlier when we say trucks.
But you guys all get have UPS trucks, so.
Package, what do you call them? Sorry?
Package cars.
Package
Really?
cars.
Honest to God, they go crazy when you call them trucks.
Oh my God, okay.
Yeah, that's how stupid they are, though. But
Yeah.
that's them.
Getting written up for using the
I'm
wrong
glad I'm not
language.
waking up tomorrow to go do it, because I'd
There you
probably be in bed by now.
Yeah, the old UPS.
Real custodial job, and it's nice and easy compared.
The old
I get the
UPS
best
rig
job.
you have to drive now is the one on the track, right to Victory Lane.
Roger that.
So I got the best job in the world then. Because I'm
Yes.
self-employed. I work on go-karts all day, and I
That's
have a
it.
blast.
Yeah, that's exactly it. He said it before. If you're doing something you love, you really don't work.
Absolutely. All right. Let's talk about delivering packages here.
Yeah.
For delivering the win tonight. Dennis, congratulations. Let's get you the opportunity to thank the people that got you here, and we'll get you on your way so you can go back to dreaming of delivering packages.
Well, first of all, Red Line, all my boys over there, Brian, Greg, John, Kelly, Mark, Ken, Rodney, just a bunch of good guys. They took me under their wing, and I really appreciate it. Starting to pave the way to get some wins here, and looking forward to next week. Thank the wife, of course, for letting me do this. Be running the cancer race in honor of her beating breast cancer, so looking forward to that race.
Very nice.
So it'll be a good time. Try to raise some money for Nate.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one.
And of course, you guys and Brian Wolf for putting this all on. Really appreciate it.
There you go, tonight's winner. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. We still got 5 more races. I'm gonna say this is our champion.
Nice.
Well, thank you very much. That's a lot of pressure. I appreciate the thoughts.
All right, there you go, buddy. Well, congratulations on the win. Hopefully there's many more to come when that championship comes. So thanks for coming up and racing, and congratulations again.
Rod, Blaine, thank you. And talk to you next weekend, hopefully.
Thanks, Dennis. Have a good night, bud.
Good night, boys.
There he is.
There we go.
Yeah, it ended under yellow, but it doesn't really matter. It's pretty awesome.
We're getting out of here a little earlier than we did last night. Of course, 2 races last night. That makes a little bit more of a more of a challenge, but still pretty good racing. Well, I don't remember how many cautions we had because I didn't look at that, but that was not too many.
So I can't remember. Oh, tonight you mean 4?
Yeah, 4. So there weren't too many cautions. A lot of good green flag runs. I would say from what we heard from Dennis, what we heard from John Goffrey, Greg Palmer, would they have raced it out? I think the way John was looking at it, No, I don't think he would have, but who knows? You know, it all depends on who. You know, you start getting a good push, and he might have taken it. But one thing, you weren't probably writing it down there, but you know, you have Dennis McCarthy. We know Greg Palmer, Ken Roberts, Mark Paglia. We know all them guys work together. We were starting to get the finalization of the list of the people that are in that Red Line Racing that work together, and that's key, because that's, you know, when we get to some of those races, like we, you know, at the end of the season, we know who's going to work with who.
Yeah. I mean, most of these guys will work with everybody, but when it comes down to that choice, it's going to be your teammate if you can get to him. And there's always a plan, and it always changes. You know, the cars move fast, and the plans change just as fast.
It's just like we always say, being mechanics. You know, a 15-minute job can turn into a 3-hour job with one broken bolt.
Yeah.
Best laid plans don't always work, you know. You know, you try, but it doesn't always work.
Yeah, well, hopefully everything goes smooth next week for, you know, especially Randy. He was forced out early. We saw a couple guys forced out early, unfortunately, but, you know, stuff happens, and it just kind of happens. But hopefully next week we're obviously back here again with a full field, and we keep picking away at this thing, because it's getting interesting. The points are always interesting. They do super tight the point accumulations and stuff. Of course, results you were looking at on screen there were always unofficial, you know, depending on what happens after the post-race reviews. But, you know, join us back here next Sunday, and then FRM will take over going into October to finish the season out. But yeah, man, any closing thoughts?
Just a great race. I mean, you know, Grid Superspeedway racing. Unfortunately for some of the drivers, they had issues. You know, just either, you know, mechanical breakdowns, a couple instances, but not really too bad. You know, two bad wrecks tonight, and you know, great finish for that. Unfortunately under yellow, but you know, it would have been interesting to see. Like I said, I don't think it would have been any different. I think them guys would have just stayed there, ran together, and you know, John Godfrey just needs the points to get himself back in there, into the hunt for things, and so hopefully for him, the rest of the season goes good as well too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, hopefully everybody's able to keep on it too, because if you miss that one race, that's a big deal too. But either way, as always, thanks everybody for watching on YouTube. If you watched it live or you're watching it later, that's awesome. Thank you very much. I couldn't do it without you. I wouldn't want to, really. You know, we don't need 1 million people watching, but it's always cool to see a few dozen. And of course, ASR Superspeedway Series here at the All-Star Racing League. You've got Fluid Studios in cahoots with David Chin over at Bryant Motorsports Auto Sales, sponsoring the broadcast this season number 2. And it looks like we're looking forward to a season 3, so that'll be super cool. And as always, I guess, Rod Weston, thank you very much.
Absolutely, bud.
My name is Blaine, and we'll see everybody here in a couple days. We head to Maverick, do some racing at New Hampshire. So as always, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Keep your stick on the ice.